Hello, welcome to Popalong RC. I'm a bit tired today.
Oh, you're a bit tired.
I am a bit tired.
It is actually the day after possibly the greatest RC car event, well, the one I've ever been to in the UK.
Yeah.
Do you know what I found about it, right? It was the balance of racing, fun, playing with cars, variety of disciplines, and it was like a day out with your mates, wasn't it?
It was like a day out with, there was lots of our mates there.
There was lots of mates and lots of fans of the channel.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, we
signed a T-shirt. I did.
Met lots of people, didn't we? And everybody had smiles on their faces. It was a light-hearted look at RC car racing in the UK, and it was the first for a lot of people who were there. So some people said they wanted more. So how about
some of them said, we're definitely going to come back and do your GP next year. Mm-hmm. And I thought to myself,
I'd like to do another one there at Millend because they're brilliant.
They are.
Just a quick one. We want to say a massive thanks to Millend, to Mark and Rich and everybody else who was involved, because actually they put a lot of work into that.
They did.
They did put a lot of work into it. It's a fantastic club. Please consider following those guys on Facebook. Support them, because clubs like that, man, they're rare, aren't they?
They are.
So good.
You need to pop along, because I say, if you've never been to an RC car club, you've never raced RC before, that is a great place to go, just to sort of test it out, test the water, as it were. But
go on.
They were saying, I can't wait to come to your GP next year, and I had to correct them. I said, this wasn't a GP, this was just a rally.
It was a rally, weren't it?
It was a rally, because we had rally cars. But I'm not sure if I properly told you this. I've got a date for a Popalong GP in the diary already.
For the Popalong GP. What, one for next year or
this year, boss?
For this year, but we just done the rally at Millend.
Yeah, but we haven't done a GP.
We haven't done a GP.
So I've got a date and I've got a venue.
Well, hit me up with the date and the venue. What are you talking about?
So, 13th of July.
The 13th of July. It's a Sunday.
It's a Sunday.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah.
We're going to do a GP. Popalong GP. Popalong Vintage GP.
A Popalong Vintage GP. So, 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive vintage cars.
Yep.
That sounds very, very, very good. Where is it going to be at?
HERTS. And they've said,
I like the sound of this.
How about you lads do one of your vintage Popalong GPs at our venue? Because they hold nationals there.
They do.
They know how to hold a proper, massive race event.
So this is
event.
So this is a proper race of. This is like, not the other ones aren't, because they are, but this is a proper, full-on vintage. What rules are we going with?
Well, here in the UK, there's this bloke. He's a bit of a legend in the game. John Weston's his name.
He is an absolute. And he is what we call the vintage guru of the UK.
Yeah. And maybe we could call him like the Robin Hood. And he has this band.
Robin Hood.
Yeah, and he has a band of merry men.
Yeah.
And they've come up with these rules in the country for vintage racing.
Okay.
And it's becoming a bit of a sort of standard, as it were. So we're not going to copy them exactly, but quite closely. We'll go with similar years to what they've got, really.
Okay, so they'll be split up into the various year groups with vintage 2-wheel drive, vintage 4-wheel drive. It's going to be a one-day event.
Yep.
It's going to be, I don't know how many heats we'll have on a day, but there are.
Well, what do they do at the Nationals there? Because I imagine it'll be a normal.
I'm trying to think that. I think they go with 3 heats and 1 final, I think. No, actually, it could be 3 heats.
Yeah, because they could potentially, being that it's a permanent track, they could have a practice day the day before. That's not been confirmed.
Yeah.
But you can get down there, can't you, and have a little practice?
Yeah, go on. Oh, that sounds good. How much is it going to be then?
£10 a class.
No, that's reasonable, isn't it?
That is reasonable.
All right, £10 a class, vintage GP. 13th of July, HERTS RC Club. They just got a new rostrum.
Amazing rostrum.
Undercover pitting.
Undercover pit, power on site.
And they got a toilet.
Yeah. I don't know whether they'll have the food van open or not.
Okay.
There is a shop just around the corner, so if you break anything, they might have some spares
They have got
in.
a shop there, right?
Yeah, so it's £10 per class. Now, I don't know what the capacity is at HERTS. It might be, we might only be able to fit like 100 drivers.
Be nice to get 100 drivers.
If we could get 100 drivers, that would be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
Oh, and also it's at a place called West Mill Farm. Now, West Mill Farm, there are a couple of little craft shops there. There's a fishing tackle shop. There's about 3 lakes. There's stuff for the kids to do. I think they used to have a high ropes course there many moons ago.
I don't know whether that's still there.
They've got a soft play there, ain't they?
Have they really?
They've got a soft play there. So, you know, it could be a day out for the family. That's all I'm saying. You know, if your missus is kind of like, oh, you're going to race your car again, leaving us at home, you can go, no, because there's stuff there. But please just Google West Mill Farm before you come. Because that stuff used to be there. I'm pretty sure it's still there.
It might well be. I don't really go much outside of the track when I head over that way.
So if I enter, when I enter,
yeah, if
I win,
right, because you're like pro racer Mark.
Stop with that, because I'm not. If I win or come second or third, would I get a little gift, a little prize or something?
Gonna make up some plaque board things. They are. Do you know those boards that we got from like the nationals when we did the nationals?
And everybody knows, right? Us races, when we win stuff, we take it home and we show the missus, and she gets really happy with that.
Yeah.
And she says all that money you spent on all that vintage car racing stuff, and that's really paying off because you got a plaque.
Yeah.
You could stick it on the shelf for the others.
You ain't got many, have you?
No. What years are they then?
Well, I've got them written down here. Do you want to know? Let me have a little look, because I can't remember them exactly, but we have got, here we go.
Go on.
2-wheel drive electric buggies, vintage.
Yeah.
We've got old lemons. We've got...
Hang on. What's an old lemon?
It's an old car.
Where'd you get that from? Lemons then?
Lemons. Have you ever watched the Disney film?
Right.
Cars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and in Cars you've got the main man, Lightning McQueen.
Yeah.
But you've also got his pal Mater. Now Mater...
He's a goofy one.
Yeah, Mater, the mechanic. In Cars
He's a bit
2...
thick, the thick one.
He's very smart.
He's a bit thick, though.
Thinks fast, looks slow, that one. In Cars 2...
Yeah.
He refers to like old beaten up cars and less desirables as being lemons.
Ain't nothing truer than that.
Lemon.
Yeah, you know, cars that don't ever work right. Lemons is a tow truck's bread and butter. Like them gremlins and pacers we run into at the party.
Which would be
grasshoppers
and all that kind of.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, if we're talking like a revival spec, it'll be your festivals and your super festivals. So go for it. Anyway, we go back to the years.
Let's do it.
So we've got the lemons, then we've got 1984 to 1988, and there's loads of cars you can run in these classes. Then you've got 1989 to 1993, and then you've got 1994 to 1998. That's it.
Nice and simple, Jim.
Nice and simple. Then for 4-wheel drive, again, the oldest 2 classes of club together. So we're going to go with 1983 to 87. Okay. And then 87 to 88, 89 to 93, 94 to 2004.
Good.
Simples.
And the way to book is to click on the link in the description and go through all the things and that. And then if there's a thing about F rating on there.
Yeah. Do you know what an F rating is?
Formula.
It is a formula. So if you, for example, went to regionals and stuff like that, if you do really well, you might get like a F rating.
Okay.
If you've never been to a regionals or nationals or that sort of level competition, you'll be an F5.
Right, so F5. If you haven't got an F rating, just put F5 down.
F5.
I'm an F5, you're an F5.
You're F5.
Let's remember, because there will be some newish drivers, because we have a following of newish drivers, which is great, and we are trying to give these guys a bit of knowledge. So, you know, the heats, whether there's 2, 3 or 4, I don't know at this stage what they'll be, but the heat is merely a time trial, right? So
It is.
all you're doing is racing against yourself. So if somebody faster comes up behind you, don't slow them down, because essentially you're going to slow yourself down. Move out of the way and let them carry on.
And then maybe try and follow their lines round, so you can see
exactly
how they take turns, where they're braking.
Because there's no point
like
you being in a final with people like that, because you won't compete with them. So it's merely a jostling exercise just to get you where you need to be for the final, isn't it?
Yeah.
And actually for the further heats as well. Also, you will need at this event BRCA membership and a transponder.
Yeah, you
will need those.
That's something you definitely need if you are running at Hearts.
So if you need to join the BRCA, click the link in the description and join those. It's about 20 quid, isn't it?
Something like that. Yeah.
And a transponder.
MRT are doing an offer at the moment on their website.
40 quid?
They've got seconds. So if you get in there at the moment, while offer lasts, I think it might just be for the bank holiday week.
Okay.
There's a bit of an offer on there, slightly different.
So there you go. But this is, like I say, this is great, and big shout out to the Hearts Club for wanting us to do this. But we do this. We want to support every club. We pop along. That is the nature of what we do. We pop along. We go different places, and we try and push this hobby as far and as wide as we can, and to get what we hate seeing is clubs closing. We absolutely hate that, and we do have a lot of people asking us to come along.
Popalong. They say Popalong.
Popalong. We'd love to do them all, but realistically, logistically,
there's only so many weeks in the year.
Yeah, and some of them are very far afield as well. But we will try and get around to as many as we can. So we will still definitely 100%. Millend is as far as I'm concerned, if it's all right with those guys, I want to do one every year there. Let's talk about a 2-dayer. Maybe we're doing
with
another
camping and overnight stuff.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a 2-dayer at Hearts if this goes well. We are looking at an on-road one as well. We are.
Yeah.
Anyway, listen, we're waffling now.
Keep going off.
But this video is all about the Popalong Vintage GP at Hearts on the 13th of July. Get booked in. Don't wait. Don't mess about, because I think this one's going to book up.
It is. I've just got a dilemma now, though. What car to run? I've got here my Egress, which was...
Hey, it's not yours.
I was about to say, was lent to the channel by Jimmy. I have got my new Super Astute.
RC Jimmy.
RC Jimmy, yeah. I've got my Super Astute, which I'm looking forward to running.
Tinkerbell sorted that one out.
He did, so I've got a little combo that needs to go in there. So here is my 10.5 turn combo.
Nice.
Which I'm going to be popping in there.
That's good as well.
But I've recently
What have you done?
sent my Super Hotshot off to Lightning Components.
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
And that's going to be a nice little project. So that will be coming to the channel very soon as well.
All right. We're going to wrap this up. So look, if you like what you see, like, subscribe, hit the old ding dong bell, please. Don't delay booking into this event, because they do tend to book up quite quick, and we're going to push this one a little bit, aren't we?
I think so, because as I say, they've got a capacity for about 100 people there, maybe 120. I don't know what the capacity is. We didn't have that conversation.
We did not have that.
So I'd get in before it gets booked up.
So there you go. Like I say, if you like what you see, like, subscribe, hit the old ding dong bell. We'll see you on another video very soon.